I do now have a snap-on machine, which has cost me a small fortune, which gave me a code of P220A, which was, I'll put a picture in here, and it's basically it can't read the RPM between the switchgear, basically. So after speaking to the previous owner, Nick, he has now told me that he basically put Chinesium switch gears in. So I've now had to just spend 300 quid on a genuine Mercedes one, which fingers crossed will do the job. If not, it's looking like a gearbox. But yeah, to be fair, I did think that a gearbox was probably going to be the way forward, but hey ho, we'll try this first. At least we've got a brand new switch gear, so when I get my new gearbox, we can slap that in. So the sump is now off, and most of it is on the floor because I had to hold it up and blah, 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 blah. So the first thing I noticed is the filter. I wasn't actually in the housing. It was just floating around in the sump. So now we're going to have to remove the throttle, the valve cover with the T30s, and then we'll drop the whole lot. But before that, there is a little plug that you've got to take out as well. So I'll just remove that plug now, which I believe is a 7mm from memory. So I was right, it was a 7mm to take the plug out. But the first thing that happened was this literally just came straight off. That, now I know they don't talk much anyway, but I literally undone that by hand with a socket. Didn't even use a ratchet at all. So I'm not sure that was 100% right, but we'll see what happens. But I have got another one. I've got a genuine Mercedes one because I can't see that that's a Mercedes one. So now to drop the valve body, which should be fun. So the throttle body or valve body is now out, and I am already starting to see a bit of a problem. Can you see all the swarf around that? Pretty sure that's not supposed to be there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip all this down. That is not supposed to be like that, but inside the gearbox, I don't want to get my camera up there just in case some oil drips over it, but to me, if I'm getting swarf out of that gearbox, that's game over for the gearbox, I think. I mean, yeah, that's quite a lot of metal. That's what's showing me is the problem. I think this might be a gearbox job. Yeah, it's not looking great. So we'll just take these covers off, get the solenoids out, have a quick look, see what we can find. So you can see on the back end, you've got a lot of swarf at the back, you've got a lot of swarf at the front, and you've got quite a lot just sat in the valve body as well. I've got a funny feeling that gearbox is shagged. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to clean all this up and just see how bad the damage actually is. So I've cleaned it all up now. As you can see, it almost looks new. There was a lot of swarf and crap, but the one thing I have noticed, the magnet is actually missing from the sump, which is not good. So I think all the oil and all the old crap has just sat on the top and then worked its way around onto that, because all of this was caked, all of this was caked. So I think as it's got hot, it's just magnetized and picked it all up, because there's no Well, that needs a new sump anyway because I can't get the sump plug out. But yeah, for the purposes of this, I just want to literally get this in, but the other thing I did notice as well, I've got to research these because they're supposed to be blue or brown, or that was what I thought. And these look a bit battered. So I don't know whether they're new or they're secondhand, but they look absolutely mullered. So I'm not sure if Nick's bought second-hand ones, maybe, or the wrong ones. I don't know, but all the pins and terminals are all out as well. Like they're all bent out of place. So I need to find out what these are for, because I don't think they're the right ones, but we'll see. So luckily, the previous owner, Nick, kept all the old solenoids. Now, these are the ones that I'd expect to see in it. They're not. I don't know whether they're the right ones or not. So I'm not going to put them back in. I'm going to put them back in. But also, that one matches that one, which is fine. But you've got, which is a bit worrying how burnt out that is. So I don't know if you can really see the part number. That's an 0535. That's an 0535. That's an 05. That's an 0535. But we got an 0535. An 0635. And an 0535. So to me, that's the wrong solenoid. So I'm going to have to do some digging, but something's not right here. So after doing some research, they should be the same. So I'm looking at this, and that was obviously the old protector. So I think there's been a massive problem in the past looking at that solenoid. So what I'm going to do, that looks like the best one. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just put that in instead of the 06, which is this one. No, it's not. That's that one. So there was one with 06 on it, which was this one. I'm not sure about that. So I'm going to put that one back in, and I'm going to get rid of them two, and I'm going to put the two blue tops back in as well. Really, I should be buying new solenoids for this, but yeah, let's see what happens. So all the switch panel is back in. You can tell the difference in quality between this and the Chinese one, but what we'll do now, I'll put the blue ones back in. I've put the same part number in as the other two, just to see if it makes any difference, because I'm not convinced that that 06 should be in there. It might be okay, I don't know. So really what I should be doing is should be replacing all these solenoids, because these look secondhand to me. But I've got to order a new sump anyway, because the sump is knackered. So when I order the sump, I'll probably order brand new solenoids from Mercedes as well, so I know they're the real deal. But it's hard to explain because you can't really smell it, but it smells burnt. And that, to me, I mean, unless they've been rolling around in dirt, which they haven't, they've been in this bag, I think this gearbox is shagged, which is why I don't really want to spend any more money on the solenoids until we can definitely narrow it down. But right, let's install this and see what happens. So it's all back in now, all torqued up, but there is one fundamental flaw, and I'm gonna say this is a non-genuine part as well. So when we go to put the filter up, and then obviously you put it in a little locating tab, this explains why it was just floating in the sump. So I'm guessing that's either the wrong fitment, the wrong seal or whatever, or maybe even the wrong filter, I don't know, but yeah. So can't put that on, but never mind. I did really want to just hook that sump up and then go for a blast, but meh, some you win, some you lose. So we shall order a filter and then come back to it. So something wasn't quite right. I don't know what it was, but something's just, it's not sitting right with me. So what I've done is I've actually taken the valve off again and I've stripped the valve because it smelt so burnt. I'm a little bit concerned. So this is what it looks like. So you can see it's not exactly clean. We've got swarf there, and just general shit everywhere. So that's the top end, and you can see where it's sort of burnt. This is all covered in crap as well. So there is ball bearings. So I want to take all these out. So you've got one there, one there, one there, and there was another one around here somewhere. So I want to take those ball bearings out and then make sure they go in the right place. So I might have to get me white marker out just to make sure they go in the right place. So yeah. So we've cleaned up all the throttle body, the valve body, and we've cleaned the top and we've cleaned the gasket. Now there was a lot more ball bearings than I thought, but I found a good diagram which tells you where they all go. So there was a lot of debris, a hell of a lot of debris. So I'm hoping cleaning this all out, but there is 2 little filters as well, which I've taken out and cleaned. So I'm going to put all this back together now, and then I'll take out all the springs and make sure the springs are all good. So we've removed these 4, and that looks fairly scored. So I think it's overheated at some point. The debris gone through it, and also, oh, that spring just snapped. That won't help. So I don't know what this third one's for, but that's just snapped in half. So that won't help. Yeah, better order some of them. Yeah. Oh dear, so I wonder how many are snapped or brittle. That seems alright. That seems alright. And that one seems alright. So I might need to order a set of them, because that's not good. So we'll put them ones back in. So I'm just going to dip them in some fresh oil, then put them back in, and then we'll strip these down, see what these are like, and I think there might be some on the other side as well. So I'll film them when I've got them out as well. It's all back together and torqued up to 4 Newton meters. And I've got the world's smallest torque wrench, and I'll tell you what, 4 Newton meters, nothing. But right, anyway, moving on. So now I'm going to take the, whatever the f they're called out, I don't even know what they're called. Just check all the springs, clean them all up, make sure they're all good. Yeah. So I've taken every single one out. I've just put some oil in to let it sink in so it doesn't run dry. But the only one that we have found is this one, which has snapped clean off, which was this one. Not sure what that controls. But all 3 of the buckets were all scored as well. So probably going to order a spring set, possibly. I'll see how much they are. We'll put that in as well. I think it's going to be a few days anyway for everything else to turn up, so I might as well just order that, put it in, and then if I need a new box, then I need a new box. But at least I know that that valve body has all had good shit put in it. So, but yeah, so let's leave that as it is. Order some stuff, on to the next day. So unfortunately the bits haven't turned up yet, so we're going to have to wrap this video up. Turns out that Mercedes don't supply anything to do with the valve body, just the valve body complete. Mercedes wanted 747 quid for basically for me to replace this broken spring. So I've ordered a second-hand one on eBay, but I am literally just waiting for it to turn up, which has cost me 45 quid for one spring. But I'm going to basically dismantle it and see what the plungers are like. If the plungers are better, I'll change the plungers as well. So yeah, that's it for this video. Fingers crossed this will work. So the next video will be me reinstalling that, ripping it all to pieces, putting it back in the car and taking it for a test drive. So if you watched this far, thank you very much for watching. Really do appreciate it. Again, like, subscribe, put a comment in the section below if you know any faults with this car that, you know, I might have missed or I don't know, because I'm relatively new to Mercedes. So yeah, please feel free to comment. But thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to press the buttons.